Hey everyone, it's me Jay, and today I want to talk about something that has really changed my life and I know has really affected so many other trans people's lives. And it's such a scary thing when you're going through it, and I really wanted to talk about it because maybe my story can help someone. Maybe if you're going through this, maybe my words can mean something to you because it can probably be the most scariest time of your life if you're ever experiencing this. And what I'm talking about today is being outed and what that means in my story and kind of how I got through that. So essentially, being outed is when someone else tells somebody else your own business without your permission. So basically, if I told someone I was trans and they go and tell someone that I didn't want to know that I was trans, then it could create this huge deal because I wasn't emotionally ready for another person's input on my sexuality, my gender identity, etc. It really affects so many trans people, it affects so many people just in the LGBT community. It's really scary, and it can cause a lot of negative effects on a person's life. If you guys don't know my coming out story, then you guys probably wouldn't know that I was outed. My cousin knew about me because of posts that I wrote on Tumblr, and we had this bonding moment. He said he will never tell anyone, and I trusted him. Luckily, I had moved away. It was several months had passed, and then all of a sudden, I get a phone call from my mom, and it turns out that my cousin told his sister, and his sister told everyone at a party, which included my mom. And she called me and she was so angry, she was so confused, and I was so emotionally unstable to respond to her. I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to do, and so I panicked, and so I got mad, I got sad, and it was the hardest time of my life because it just felt like I lied to someone and I betrayed someone for my entire life. And it sucks because I'll never get the opportunity to ever tell her myself, and I don't know, it was like a really shitty thing. And I remember before coming out, I always thought about it. What if someone else told my mom without me having to tell her? It'd make things so much easier. It would save the awkward conversation. But let me tell you, the awkward conversation would have been so much better than what I went through. My mom called me and she confronted me about this. She didn't just confront me, she told me things about how embarrassed she was, how I was an embarrassment, I was a freak. She told me countless things, which I was not ready to experience. When someone comes out, they give themselves time, they give themselves an opportunity to build a wall around themselves so they can go into situations that they might be criticized. I didn't get this opportunity, it was all just thrown at me. So my mom would tell me things and I'd get mad and I'd just say like, this is who I am, you have to accept me. And it was always, no one was hearing each other, and it became so emotionally strained that I eventually just stopped talking to her. I went through so much pain, I went through so much emotional distress. I remember times she telling me that I wasn't allowed to come home, and it was just a very tough thing because I had lost a relationship with someone that I really loved. It's my mom, and I haven't talked to her in like 6 months. So like, the pain going through this was really intense. I think this was like the only time I had ever considered suicide, and it was really stressful. The only reason that I got through it was because of my girlfriend. I still don't have the relationship that I used to have with my family because I never got the chance to sit down and tell them my story, tell them how I felt. It was all just thrown at me. And that's really the effects that this can have. I'm lucky that something worse didn't come out of this. I know some trans people are even killed when someone else finds out they're trans. And I'm so lucky that I was away from home, that I was able to start hormones without anybody's negative input, without anyone telling me anything. It's caused a lot of stress, but I can tell you now that after going through that, even though I don't speak with my mom, and even though days get hard, I'm so thankful that I did everything that I did. I'm so thankful that I began transitioning. I'm so thankful that I'm here today. And it's so crazy to see who I was a year ago to who I am now. And one day I do hope my mom will come around. I'm really planning on trying to see her whenever I go home in a few weeks. So I'll see how that turns out. It's been kind of awkward because we don't talk anymore. But if you are going through this, if you are trans and you've been outed, if you're trans and you feel like your life's not worth it and everyone around you is negatively influencing your feelings towards yourself, then my suggestion is to try and find a supportive group of friends, maybe a supportive group in your community that can help you push through this. Because I know if it wasn't for my girlfriend, if it wasn't for the people that I met when I moved here, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And I think the biggest thing is finding support and finding that selected family, because I can honestly say that I'm the happiest I've ever been. So I really think that if you're trans and you're scared and you feel so alone, just try and stay strong, because you are not what anybody thinks you are. You are what you believe you are. You are who you are. And there is a community out there with open arms waiting to support and love you. Even if that's not necessarily your family, and even if that's not necessarily the friends you grew close with growing up, there are supportive friends. There are people like me. If you are going through anything like this, feel free to message me. But that's really all that I wanted to say about outing. It's just such a shitty thing. But if you are going through it, you will get through it. And even though things may never be the same, just know that you can finally live your life authentically. You can finally be strong. And if you need any support, I'm always here for you. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching. And you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram. And I'm going to do a quick little plug right now. If you guys don't know, I have an album out. And if you guys want to download it, it's basically every song I made pre-transition. I don't make music anymore. It's become such a thing that's given me so much anxiety. But I found all the old songs that I've released pre-transition, and I put them all in an album. And if you guys want to download it, it would really help me out a lot. Rent's coming up, and I don't know if I'll be able to afford it. So if you want to download it, it's free if you want it for free. But if you want to donate, the donations will be much appreciated. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.